Even last year alone, I get data and I have from the Ministry of Mines, 1.5 billion
dollars that was made in mineral revenue in 2024 is just too disappointing and shameful to the extent that I hardly believe that, and how I can comprehend that is very difficult, because we making short amount of money and we are yet depending on other people's survival. It's crazy. Yes, never mind. Not I'm trying to cry my nation down, but the truth is, Sierra Leone as a nation, yeah, we know we have a lot of minerals. We have gold, bauxite, water, and the likes. But this statement from the Minister of Finance saying Sierra Leone earned $1.5 billion from mineral resource in 2024, but most of the wealth has yet been benefit the country's school, hospital, and public infrastructures, according to the Finance Minister Ahmad Bangura. Mr. Ahmad, this is a point of view, or are you trying to say fact? You know what, their opinions. We are not trying to say you are lying, but the truth is, these are some statements that are supposed to be clarified by giving clear evidences. With all this money that you are saying it has been used or it has been gotten from mineral resources, it shows that things are yet to be done, and there are some things that are supposed to be fixed before we can further go into these things. Because if you watch into education, there's an issue. You go into hospitality problem, the hospital, the medical field problem, and also shelter for people that are suffering. To the extent that even infrastructure in the nation, we are seeing bridges around the capital having issues, and yet still they are unable to be made. Yeah, but hearing this kind of news, it's somehow good hearing, because the figure is big, and we need short amount of money to do things. Even light that we have been spending money on since our colonial masters days, and since the past government have been spending a lot of money. Speaking at the government briefing on Freetown on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, despite the significant revenue generated from mining, currently the system failing to deliver the development and lasting benefits that the nation needs. If you look at this thing I'm saying, it is not that I'm trying to be hurtful, neither be bad to the people in governance, but the truth is, upon seeing all these things, it tells us that there are things to be fixed. If these things are true, yeah, we agree, because we are not saying they are not lie. They are saying that because he's the Minister of Minister of Finance. If he says that, it is okay. But this kind of things being shown, or why are we not having a benefit that will be lasting? These are some questions that we should be asking. If this short amount of money is made, why are we still having constraints of doing common things for ourselves? Why certain nations that cannot even afford this kind of minerals in Africa are doing great things more than us? I'm not trying to compare the bad way, but the truth is there are some compares that are necessary. If we are not frank, we are not being frank with ourselves, I guess we are not going anywhere, because difficulties and this kind of situations will continue to be repeating itself time in, time out, because failure is not an excuse. This press briefing was not bad. According to the Daybreak newspaper, on that point of view, Mr. Bangua explained that the poor agreement and limited oversight and the years of under investments in the key institutions have allowed major revenue to leave the country with little impact at home. I read again clearly for people understanding. According to the Daybreak newspaper, a popular newspaper in Sierra Leone, Bangura, who is the Minister of Finance, explained that the poor agreement, that simply means the government and the company that are mining these minerals are having a poor agreement, limited oversight. Yeah, there are some limited amount of oversight in these institutions, and a year of underinvestment. Underline the word underinvestment here. In the key institutions have allowed major revenue to leave the country. If there is less amount being raised, why are we trying to? Are they trying to say these monies are just made for the investors or for us, or just a general term that just a gross figure, not a net figure? He further, the country with little impact. These monies are having less impact on us, because while the money that are being made, we are having a small amount of it. We are supposed to have a majority because we have the minerals. Yeah, they come with investors and they have their machines and tractors, which is not bad. He said his pattern of this pattern continues for far too long, that he's trying to put the blame on the past government, because these are the common things that they do. This Soya and Santiki politics in Sierra Leone. Long time for and that the approach to managing the sector must change if the country wants to see a real result from the natural resources. Mr. Man, These are things you should take into consideration. If you are trying to put a blame on somebody else, when will you guys be accountable for what you guys are doing? Sierra Leone has deposits of diamond, gold, iron ore, lithium, and other minerals. Imagine this amount of minerals that we are having in Sierra Leone, which are very vital in the international market of minerals. Yeah, but yet still we are having concerns of even having a food to sustain the ordinary citizen in Sierra Leone. People are going through difficulties. Governments are not being accountable for what they are doing on certain things. These are spreading across different regions of the country and are exported to what anywhere. Bangwa said this shows a clear gap between what the country earns and what it keeps. He's saying again in his statement, this amount that has been made, it is not bad. Making this money is not bad, but at least let the ordinary citizens be benefiting from this kind of money. At least let them feel okay, as if they are part and parcel of a nation that has short minerals in their deposits. One issue he said is the weak continuation of what geological survey department. The geologists that people are surveying as well know to observe the land phase or the earth, which is supposed to what manage the country's resources, data, and protect its interests. Are you guys trying to say these people are selling us to these investors? Are you guys trying to say that these people are incompetent to be doing the job they are doing? And these are just common concerns that are supposed to be asked. He continued by saying, the department has been left without proper support for years. That's the geology department, which is supposed to audit and then give results about what is going on and what is not going on. As a result, it has struggled to do its job effectively without accurate data and strong oversight. Sierra Leone has been unable to negotiate from what strong position or monitor what mining companies are doing to the ground. Every year, every month, let me say, people are having issues with mining companies or nations or so, and people in various regions. Why is this happening? The government in charge that are supposed to be securing, that are supposed to make provisions for the ordinary citizens, are not being accountable, are not being at the peak, and are we expecting them to be for us to have the supports and things we need. There are some things we need not to be just arguing or just trying to manipulate or trying to be monopolistic in doing things. We are not saying we don't have a responsibility to play as a nation. We have. Ordinary man has a responsibility, just as the wealthy man has. We go further by saying, to improve the results, Bangor appointed changes under the Mines and Minerals Department Act 2022. You know, Sierra Leone, we are having laws, but the implementation is a problem. And when they implemented, the continuation and the continual observation is another thing. The law gives the government a 10% free stake in all mining projects. Government is entitled to stake 10% in all mining projects. This means that the state does not need to pay to hold that share. The 10% is a free. So if he has a company that is coming to Sierra Leone to mine, you cannot adhere to those rules. Definitely, you will not be able to be part of this project. Allowing it to benefit directly from the benefit and decision made within the project. That tells you that whichever company that is coming to Sierra Leone to mine, the government knows, and they have shares, and they have part and parcel and what they plays in that development or so. They should be accountable. The aim is to increase the government participation and ensure the government does not continue to lose value from its own resources. Yet still they are losing it because why? You cannot be having a share and yes, you are being used per se in you cannot have a share without being accountable or being conscious or being responsible for whatever things happen to the ordinary people are living in the territory. A new state company, the Sierra Leone Minings and Mineral Resource Company, the SLMMRC, has also been up to take more active roles in mining oversight and project strategy analysis. Strategic assets. The corporation will be responsible for mining and resources data working together. These are all just trying to make institutions or companies that or departments that may just continue the same process or doing the same thing. Bangwa said the goal is to make sure Sierra Leone, the mineral earnings are properly tracked and used, even if they are tracked properly. But use the involvement and the implementation and then the effective use of it may be another problem. I'm not trying to say they may be bad, but that's just the truth. So they don't continue to slip through what the system. Said these new steps are part of the wider effect of what the country's wealth, leaving the unnoticed, and to create structured and mineral resources are linked directly to the national development. By doing this, the government hopes to ensure that the future earnings from the sector will bring a lasting improvement. Even is bringing the lasting improvement, but the problem here is the lasting improvement also should go what with great impact to the development of a nation like Sierra Leone. We have things we need, but we don't need much. We need proper roads. I mean, foods. I mean, I don't know why these people aren't just trying to invest or develop in agriculture. We have a wealthy land when it comes to natural resources. We can. There's some time when you speak about Sierra Leone, it's just just too pathetic to the point that you feel the pain. It is only Sierra Leone that you can see. You can be an agriculture degree holder, but you are doing something else in another institution. That tells you agriculture doesn't even appreciate us, neither does the field you spend years studying in is valued in your sight, neither in the people that you are working with. So that tells you we are losing key people or value people in certain institutions because we fail to acknowledge them and then try to compensate them for what they are doing.